Welcome to She Wears Boldly. I am your host, Dr. Debra. Today, we're going to be diving into the stories of extraordinary women who are rewriting the rules, shattering expectations, and refusing to fade into the background. Empowered women say no to being defined by their challenges in a world that tries to silence and sideline them. She Wears Boldly celebrates the remarkable journeys of women who have transformed their struggles into stepping stones to success. So grab your coffee or tea, settle in, and get ready to be inspired and fired up. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Debra, and this is She Wears Boldly podcast. It's a little bit different this week. I thought I would talk to you. I'm in England. I'm in Woking, England. So about an hour and a half south of London. We'll actually be going to London today and just spend a couple of days, and I'll be back here. My husband's working over here, and I decided to talk to you about my passion. I have a book out and I have another book coming out. But the book that's coming out really has resounded with me as I'm reading through the chapters again and editing. I started to realize that I needed it as much as I hope all of you will need it. It's, again, a woman empowerment book, very similar to the one I just had put out. But it deals with women 45, 50, older, women who think that maybe there's no more time, that they've somehow missed the boat. You see, we've been given messages since we were really, really small. And those messages have told us that as women, we're to be quiet, not seen. We're not to be too loud, too boisterous, too funny, too crazy, too anything, really. After all, we want to get a man, right? And so we have to act in a certain way, be in a certain way. And I talk about this across the globe because you see, what happens is that we start putting limits on ourselves that were never meant to be put on us as women. We decide, okay, we'll just take care of everything then, because we can't complain about it. Because if we do, then and we tend to take on all the jobs in the world. I asked my husband one day when he came home, what do you do in a day? And what he told me was, I go to work, like my job, come home, watch some TV, like to take a nap. Oh gosh, I have to cut the lawn every now and then. Really don't like that. But I have talked to women all over the world. I've talked to them in grocery stores, on planes, in doctor offices. And I always ask the same question. I said, what do you do in a day? And I tell them a little bit what I'm telling you here. And they start going, wow, particularly when I start mentioning things. I said, yeah, men say that to me, but most women are telling me that, well, I get up, I make sure breakfast's ready, take care of the kids, make sure the kids have to get off to school, go to my job, have so much responsibility there. Though I don't think I'm getting paid enough. I think some of the men in my office are getting paid more, and they're right. They probably are. Then I come home and got to get the kids to their places like drama, sports. Then I pick them up. I get home, got to have something on the table, even if it's McDonald's. I have to at least throw in a load of wash. I hope somebody brings it up. And the list just goes on and on and on. And I talk to women about this across the country. Why does a man say this and a woman say that? Are we less valuable? Do we have less to give? Obviously not, because we're giving everything all the time, just constantly. until we're so tired we're not doing it well. We're so burned out. And we neglect what our gifts are. We neglect what we're good at. Maybe we're a horrible cook, but we're trying to get a meal every time. Maybe we have gifts in other areas, but we don't have time to focus on that because we're so busy living life and doing everything. And that can become exhausting, absolutely exhausting. So I encourage women across the globe to really take a look. I give them homework. I'm a teacher, see, and that's another speech, but I'm a teacher and I'd like to give homework. And I want to give you the same homework if you're listening to this and haven't been at one of my places, or if you didn't do your homework, let's just remind you of what you need to do. You need to sit down, get a notebook, and make a commitment that you are going to put in that notebook for at least 4 days. I would love a week. Put in there what you do every day. And I want you to list everything. Now, that doesn't mean you have to, every time you do something, oh my, oh yeah, I took a shower. Yeah. No, you can do it in segments, like if you have a break at work or something like that. But list what you do every day. Because you see, people need to really realize where their time and their commitment is. You're exhausted at the end of the day. Well, when you're done doing this, you'll know why. So put everything you do from I pick up the kids, oh, I had to run over to the grocery store. It doesn't matter. Just put every single thing. And then at the end of the week, I want you to find a place where you can be alone, content, happy, and have space for yourself. Because I want you to have a red pencil and I want you to start marking through that things that you could give up, things that you hate because you're probably not doing them well. Someone else could do better, and things that don't need to be done. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, if I don't do it, no one else will. And I want to say to you, so? And that's a important pause because I'm telling you two things. One, maybe it doesn't even need to be done. You didn't need to dust the living room this week, okay? It'll be all right. But I guarantee, number two, that if it is important and if it is necessary and if it needs to be done, someone will step up and do it. It doesn't always have to be you. This is very freeing, and I want you to understand this. Sometimes we do things we don't even need to be doing. Let's say you got a good friend. Oh, been friends since high school. And every single week, several times a week, they phone you and they start with the same problem and the same issues that they've had since high school. You kind of half listen to them with the phone up to you while you're cooking dinner or driving or whatever. It's okay to tell them, you know what? I really want to concentrate on what you have to say to me. How about if we meet up for lunch on Saturday? It's okay to say you're busy. And I know that's a little thing, but there's so many things that we do as women that we think we're responsible for, that we don't need to be responsible for, because honestly, nobody even cares. Sometimes we do things and then we complain to everybody about all we have to do. And there's sometimes things nobody even cares. But what I'm calling you to do is start focusing on yourself. Because you see, I gave you 1 hour. It's going to take you max 15, 20 minutes to go through that list, if that. And you're saying, well, what do I do with the rest of the time? That's your second homework assignment this week. What I want you to do with that time, I want you to take care of yourself. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Do something that renews you, that you love to do. Maybe it's putting on a record and doing some dancing. I love to dance. Maybe it's doing yoga. Maybe it's taking a walk or gardening. You might even like cooking. Some people love to cook, but cooking or baking what they want, not what is expected by the family. Could be reading a book. I love to read books too. Oh, I'm giving you permission to take a nap if you need. Napping's wonderful, isn't it? We can't sleep at night, but us women seem to be able to walk at napping, right? What I'm trying to say is, I want you to start a pattern of self care because us doing self care for ourselves keeps us healthy, keeps us happy. So if you're running around doing everything until you're exhausted, are you really benefiting anyone? Are you doing it to the top of your level that you could do it? Are you snapping at people because you've had to do it? And they're all going, well, we never told you to do it. You just do it. This is what we expect. Maybe it's time they started expecting something else and you started expecting something else. Because I'm telling you, each of us have been gifted with a gift. I talk about it on stage. I call it our superpowers. But that needs to be used and developed. And when you're not using it, when you're not doing what you love, like I love teaching. Yours may be something else. Maybe you're a baker. Maybe you're an executive person. Maybe you want to start your own business. Maybe you're an author, but never, you're just yelling, I don't have time to do my book unless it's 2 a.m. Well, maybe now's the time to take an hour a day and just write. Write from your soul, write from your heart. We have to start focusing on ourselves, and that is not being selfish. Okay, you ever flown on a plane? You know how they tell you the oxygen drops down, you put it in your mouth before you help anybody else? If we're not taking care of ourselves, if we're not doing self-care, if we're not loving ourselves, we get burned out, we get tired, we get sick, we get diseases, we get all these things. We're not a happy person. We're not kind to people. We're just frustrated. It's time to start taking care of you like you would someone else that you love. It's time to start some self-love. Too often we don't feel self-love, and a lot of that has to do with the messages we've had all along. And those have to be broke. Those messages need to change. My new book that I have coming out, I want to read a couple things to you from that. It's a manifesto. It's a manifesto for women, I'd say 50 up, but anybody can read it because it's got really good stuff. In fact, when I speak, usually it's the 20-year-olds who come up to me and thank me for my speech and my words. And I asked, last time I was speaking, I asked the two girls that came up, I said, can I ask you a question? Why, when I'm speaking to older women, are you getting so much out? And their answer floored me. They told me, because you're telling us what we need to know now. And it made me realize, what are we teaching our younger women? What are we teaching our daughters, our granddaughters, our nieces? Because they're hearing what I'm saying and they want to avoid some of the pitfalls that too many of us women have fallen into. And believe me, this is just me talking to the choir because I had to make some changes and there's still changes that I have to make. I'm not done. I'm far from done. But this new book is a manifesto and it is powerful. And I was just working on editing it. To do that, because of my learning disabilities, I have to read that and walk and listen to myself. And that's the only way I can work on the corrections. And as I was reading it, I just kept getting empowered and I just kept thinking, wow, I need this. I need this. And I want to read a couple things that I have at the end of it. She who roars. She has walked through fire and learned to dance with her scars. She's broken, mended, and rebuilt herself from truth and tenderness. She has stopped apologizing for the way she shines. She knows now that her power was never lost, only silenced. And she knows the sound of her own roar. She is a woman who shows up anyway, who speaks even when her voice shakes, who loves even when the world feels hard, who chooses to live wide, open, and unafraid. She no longer waits for permission to be extraordinary. She no longer shrinks to make others feel comfortable. She no longer hides her joy, her wisdom, her wonder, because she has remembered what the world forgot. That courage can look like softness, that beauty looks like truth, that power looks like peace. She's every woman who decided that survival wasn't enough. She's come to thrive. She's come to roar. So let this be your reminder. You do not have to earn your worth. You do not have to prove your light. You do not have to become someone else. You already are the woman you've been waiting for. You're already powerful. You're already home. She roars both fiercely and freely, and the world is brighter because of it. This is the conclusion to the book, the very closing message, and I want to give it to you today. Coming home to yourself. You've walked through the wilderness. You found your roar. You faced your fears, shed your masks, release what no longer serves you, and dare to begin again. You've learned that becoming isn't about striving, it's about remembering. The strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, keep going, keep going. That grace, courage, and joy are not destinations. They are daily choices. You've learned that you don't always have to apologize for existing. You don't need permission to shine. You don't have to earn your place at the table. You are already at the table. And now, after all the chapters, all the tears, and all the laughter, comes the most sacred truth of all. You've always been enough. The world may have told you to shrink, to stay quiet, to wait your turn, but you were never meant to whisper. You were meant to roar. A living reminder that power can be kind, that beauty can be bold, that wisdom can be wild. Coming home to yourself doesn't mean life will be perfect. It means you'll face imperfection with open hands and a soft heart. It means you'll walk into each new season of your life with confidence, like a woman who really knows her worth, and grace of one who knows she's still growing. I'm here to tell you are not behind. You're not broken. You are becoming beautiful, bravely, and endlessly. So here's to you, the woman reading or hearing, in this case, these words the one who is raising, the one who is remembering, the one who is learning to love herself out loud. May you continue to walk in courage. May you speak with conviction, lead with compassion. May you never forget that your voice matters. Your story matters. You matter. And when the world tries to quiet you, when fear whispers that you are too much or not enough, may you smile softly and say, I'm home. Because that's what the journey has always been about. Not finding yourself, but coming home. Coming home to the woman that you were always meant to be. We, as women, have to stand for ourselves. We have to learn to embrace and love ourselves with all our faults, with the wrinkles that are coming on our face, with our messy hair sometimes, with our tears, with our laughter. I hope that you can take something from that. Do that homework that I asked you to. And always remember that you need to roar boldly. Because you see, women roaring boldly will change our world. It'll give it a softness that it doesn't always have. It'll give us a sense of family that it doesn't always have. It'll give us passion that the world needs so desperately. It gives love, caring, and really, really hard workers. And hopefully you'll take time this week, not just to do the homework, but to do some self-care, to take care of yourself, whatever that may be. It doesn't matter. It's time. It's time for us to roar. It's time for us to roar boldly. And this is Dr. Debra. And have a wonderful week.